Basilray from Vape TV, and I have kind of a different video. We're going to do kind of a pre-recorded great Addy debate. If you've never caught my show, Monday nights 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Vape TV Live, kind of the premise of my show is comparing atomizers, whether they're different types, different brands, usually the same resistance with each other, to kind of get an idea for which is the better Addy. Now, a lot of that's going to be, of course, according to my preference for, taste, throat hit, vapor production, that kind of stuff. And I want to do that for you right now with two different tank atomizers. We're going to look at the eGo-T and the 510T atomizer. The eGo-T atomizer, this is not low resistance. It's about 2.3 ohms when I metered it out, which is exactly the ohm resistance of the 510T atomizer. Now, both of these, of course, are 510 threaded. One is just designed to go on your Ego, so it's got the cone shape. The other is designed to go on any 510 device. Now, I've had the eGo-T for probably almost 2 months. Michael from Digital Ciggz sent this to me a while back, was going to sit down, put together kind of a review on the eGo-T, and when I sat down to do it, I saw that Grim Green had his video out, and he pretty much summed up my thoughts exactly, so I didn't do it. Now, Michael sent me to check out the 510T atomizer, which really is just a standard 510 that has, internally, you're not going to see this very well, it's got the spike here, and internally it looks exactly like the eGo-T atomizer. So both of these rely on plastic tank style cartridges. The eGo-T is obviously shaped like an Ego cartridge, if you've seen one of those before, and the 510 is shaped like a 510 cartridge. The eGo-T atomizer does hold quite a bit more liquid, about 1.5 ml, whereas the 510T holds about 10 drops. I have both of these loaded up with Turkish tech, which I purchased from Digital Ciggz a while back. I've had it sitting around for a while. It's a great little tobacco vape. So I figured I would plug in some Turkish tech into both atomizers, and we'll take a look at them. Now again, both of these did meter out to 2.3 ohms. To do this, because of the kind of extra cone lip here, if you will, on the eGo-T, I want to use a silver bullet, and inside here, on a freshly no-loxed silver bullet, I have a high drain AW18650. So again, because of that kind of cone lip here on the eGo-T, I am going to use a Gooseneck to check these out. So not going to really lose any resistance there, but let's do it. We're going to start with the eGo-T atomizer. So we've got it loaded up. It's firing. Let's check it out. Real nice vapor production, not getting a whole lot of flavor here. That's been the big gripe with the 510T Addy. There's not a lot of flavor. Produces great vapor. The Turkish tech is about a 50-50 blend, and it is a 24 milligram juice from this particular bottle. Not getting a lot of throat hit either. Let me take a sip of water, clean the palate here, and we will take a look at the 510T Addy. So let me remove the Ego Addy, and we're going to slap the 510T Addy on here. We're going to see if it performs any different. Now, from what you can see internally here, these Addies look exactly the same inside. They both have the spike that is kind of slotted at the end at about a 45-degree angle with the wicking material. So let's check out the 510T. Again, it produces pretty good flavor. Pretty good vapor. I'm getting a slight bit more flavor here than I was from the T, but still not in an acceptable level of flavor. The vapor quality on both of these is also very cool. Now, part of that's going to be because, you're obviously using 2.3 ohms on, kind of standard 3.7 volt range with this freshly charged AW high drain, probably pushing closer to 3.9 fresh off the charger under load. So, the big problem with both of these is the flavor. Now, these are going to be, I guess, okay starter units for someone who maybe is just getting off analogs and they're not going to be able to really taste things the way that someone who's, been analog free for just over a year, like I myself have. So for them, they might get something out of this, because any flavor is going to be good or, better to them. They're not going to have the higher flavor expectations. For someone who's dripped or used a bottom feeding mod, these are probably not going to be for you. If you're on the go a lot, these might be a good option for you, especially, the eGo-T, being that the eGo-T with the battery is going to look a lot sleeker than something silly like a silver bullet with a gooseneck. So I really have a hard time recommending either of these addies. I would say just get a drip tip, get a regular low resistance atomizer, 3.7 volts, rock and roll, 3.7, or even, the eGo, which is going to be more that 3.3 range with low resistance, and just go to town. There's just not enough flavor production here for this to be any kind of a recommendation for a seasoned veteran vapor or anyone who, has already moved on to dripping. If you're still using cartridges, maybe give it a try. If you're currently a cartomizer user and you've never tried dripping, or you've never tried a standard atomizer, maybe you're an 808 user, you're coming from more of a commercial style cartomizer kit, this is probably not going to be a good option for you, because you're going to get much better flavor with a standard cartomizer of any type than you are from these tank addies. So that's kind of the rundown. Both addies produce nice vapor, although it is very cool. They give out next to no flavor, and the throat hit is just not there, especially with a 24 milligram juice that normally has plenty of throat hit. It's hard to recommend either of these to anyone who's any kind of experienced vapor. So there you have it. This is a great addy debate filmed ahead of time by me, Basilray. I do these every Monday night on my show, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over on Vape TV. Feel free to swing by. We're always looking at new devices, looking at juices, putting things head to head to try and crown a winner. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter at Basilray, Facebook.com/Basilray. Go ahead, send me a friend invite there. Any questions, comments you have. Subscribe here. Feel free to thumbs up. Thumb it down if you don't like me. I don't care. You can even give me a phone call at 612-293-6405. Send me a text message, phone call. Always getting back to people, so never hesitate. Until we see each other again, please, by all means, take care.